What's up guys, cheetosbaccarat here for another video exposing a scammer. And today I'm gonna do my second video about Brunson effects. So in my first video I mentioned that his video were not live, they were pre-recorded, so this is why he only had like winning videos, and even a slot machine he only has winning videos. And a subscriber of him, of course, and probably a fan of his page, BFX, whatever, gaming, whatever the site he promotes for people to join his group, told me that he had he sent me one losing video, and I was like, oh, maybe it's a video, I forgot to check out, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Guys, it was a year ago. 1 year ago. So you telling me that every week Brunson used to post like 2 or 3 videos. You telling me that he didn't lose nothing and he only cash flow like thousand of dollars? Really? Well, I'm telling you, Brunson, if you want to show your fans or your poor people, because I call them poor people, because if you believe in this guy Brunson, like I said in one of my other videos, you have to be poor or stupid, right? Poor because you're gonna believe anything the guy's gonna say, just like Christopher Mitchell, right? Because you want to believe so hard, because you have to mind yourself that winning money is so easy, so you're gonna believe him, right? Because you're poor, or you're just stupid because you're stupid, What you're gonna do? There's gonna be always some stupid people around the world. The world is big, so you cannot really change that. But Brunson, if you really want to be honest right there and not being called a scam or whatever, just show us, for me, what you call hater, or your fans, your bankroll, your deposit and your withdrawals, You just have to show us that, because last time you said you withdraw, $1,000. But where's the proof? Where's the proof of that, Like I said in my first video about you, we saw you with like maybe 5K. Next video, you're like 30K. After that, you're like 50K, 15K, Your video never follows, Sometimes you have that much money, the other time that much money. So if you want to be honest with your fans, but mostly honest with yourself, show us the proof of your deposit and withdrawals. Not in the last week, because we know you're gonna put some money and withdraw money in the last year. Okay? In the last year. And you also mentioned that I that I used to follow you and kiss your ass. That's true. I used to follow you maybe a year ago, last summer, I think. Sorry about that. Last summer. Why? Well, mostly like people are following you right now and your fans, because they don't know about the game, Because people are gonna follow you, like I said, or people who don't know how to gamble, or just people who are just not gamble at all. They just like to watch your video like that, like I used to do, I didn't know nothing about gambling, and especially about Baccarat. So I found your video. It was cool, You seemed a pretty cool dude back then, Talking about all your system and everything. But after a certain time, like I said, there was just only winning videos. So I was like, it's cool. The guy got a lot of strategy, And I'm not saying that what you're doing is not cool, You can do whatever you want, posting winning. If you want to post just winning video, it's your choice, but don't promote your site or BFX gambling or whatever, okay? And don't tell that the people that you're pro. You really said that. I'm sorry for everyone, but Brunson, you really said that you're a professional. You say you're a pro gamer, whatever. You say often, don't gamble like I do. because it's high limits and sometimes you you act like aggressively on the table, whatever. But you should say to people, don't play like me because it's not, let's say, it's not my money, right? You know, casino give you some money to play, even if you say it's not true. You know, we all know it's true. Well, we all know, except the stupid and poor people. We know it's true. So yeah, to go back at this is why I was following you 1 year ago, because I didn't know much about gambling. And to be honest, when I first started your video, I never used to gamble, right? So I was just looking to how to do gambling, how to play Baccarat, and I was looking at video. So what I'm assuming is that all the people are watching you and defending you, and all the people who are gonna dislike this video are people who never gambled before. So that being said, Brunson, just be honest with yourself and to all the people following you, and stop lying to them, and just show us your deposit and your withdrawals, okay? And after that, I guess everything's gonna be fine. I would say there will be no more reason to call you a scam, but I mean, I guess after this you're gonna stop doing your videos because everybody will know the truth back after this, you know? So just show us the truth, Brunson, and be honest with yourself, okay? Take care, guys.